Hey, this is that Verite bitch. Yes, I pronounced the title right for the first time. This is that Verite bitch. Bringing you more of me just talking to myself, I guess. And the ever-growing quest for the truth, as it were. So, I was watching my videos. Yeah, I'm pretty much the only one who does, I guess. And I realized, I said the phrase, in the first episode anyway, I said the phrase boys and girls a lot. And it wasn't like a conscious thing, it was, I think I got it because I saw Lemmy from Motorhead say it once on like a video on the internet, and I just thought it sounded funny. But I realized that phrase is awfully exclusionary. Like, that implies that I believe in some kind of gender binary, and that is the exact opposite of what I want this thing to be about. I want this to be as inclusive as possible. So, maybe I'll try not to say that as much anymore. Try to be a little more conscious about things like that. So, I think it's interesting that this started as me using my camera literally as a mirror to do my makeup in. And I think it says something about the project itself, because this is kind of a mirror. Like, this is a behavioral mirror, I guess. Like I said, I'm probably the only one who's gonna bother to watch all these. And, you know, art for art's sake isn't never a bad thing. I am so bad at putting on makeup on my camera. I really need to invest in a monitor. There's no money in the budget for that. What budget? So, I've been doing some research on Cinéma-Vérité. We haven't talked about it in my school a whole lot, and I had it in this documentary class that it was a weird time in my life. I didn't really do well in the class, but I thought it was very interesting, and I learned a lot from it, and that's where I learned about Cinéma-Vérité. We watched the movie Chronicle of a Summer by Jean Roche and Edgar Morin, and it's basically those two guys hanging out with their friends, drinking wine and smoking cigarettes, and talking about whatever they want in Paris. It's an entire movie of that. And it's a little bit more exciting. They're in Paris, and I'm in my apartment. But it's the same basic idea. Like, that is where I draw my inspiration from. But really, if you utilize this Cinéma-Vérité thing, you realize that it is the most powerful media force on the planet. Where do we get all of our information now? Cell phone videos. That is the definition of Cinéma-Vérité. That is turning on a camera and seeing what unfolds before your eyes. And I never really thought about that before. And it's kind of eerily true, like Vertov and his Kino Pravda idea, the Kino eye, like how it sees everything and it can show anything and it can be anything and it can be a wonderful thing if used right and a terrible, awful thing if abused. And I don't know, who's to say what's abusing media and what isn't? I don't know. Taste plays so much into it, and taste is so personal that you can't really, who can say anything about a person's taste, you know? Like, so, yeah. Dipstick. So on my YouTube channel, I got like one of these little pop-ups that said, do you want to monetize your channel? Like, do you want to make bank off of it? And, you know, if I had the opportunity to, of course I would. But I don't really think anybody wants to see me talking to myself and the camera. I don't really think anybody wants to watch that and sit through commercials. So, in the interest of keeping you guys entertained, not gonna do that. Because this would be boring and weird as shit otherwise. Instead of fun and cool and just chill. I wonder what Bertop would have to say about, like, cell phone videos today. Like, with the kind of setup he was working on with, like, man with a movie camera. It's, I mean, you know, he was riding a motorcycle and, like, cranking the camera, getting all these crazy footage, just going everywhere, getting all sorts of wonderful, magical footage. And, like, trying to demonstrate Kino Eye and, like, look what I can do with editing effects, and look what I can do with, like, look what kind of emotions I can create, look what kind of tension I can create. And that's kind of where Kino Pravda plays in, like, the idea of, like, the Kino Eye, the film eye. And Flair, like, I think, I can't remember his first name, it's like Robert or Richard, it's an R name, I think. Flaherty, the guy who made Nanook of the North, which isn't Cinéma-Vérité at all. Verite. Verite. I think, like, the whole just going out and collecting footage concept is where that inspiration came from. I mean, what a wonderful, like, I don't care if Nanook of the North is real or not. The idea that he just went out to the Arctic and shot something, anything like that in the 1920s is incredible in of itself. I mean, sure, it's made up, but so is almost anything. I mean, I'm changing my behavior to fit this video. I don't normally put on makeup every morning like this. I mean, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I've been doing it every day because, here recently, because of this. So, I don't know, that's kind of the paradox of Cinéma-Vérité, isn't it? How much of this am I putting on for show because I'm talking to the camera? And, how much of this is real? You know, like, what is the truth? Is this the truth? Could it ever be the truth? And with that, Verite, bitches.